All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Thunderdome here on Valhalla High School's campus for live basketball brought to you only here on Orange Nation TV. As we adjust mics, hopefully we won't be doing that all night, so hopefully it didn't hurt anybody's ears. But we are here live for a big early season matchup between Valhalla High School and the Tigers of Morse. Morse comes in with a fabulous 6-1 record. They've absolutely stomped on quite a few teams coming into tonight's matchup. Valhalla's played one game, and they played it pretty well. They're up 1 win, 0 losses coming into tonight's action. This is a big year for Keith Jackson. I think this is year 5 for him here at Valhalla, maybe year 6 on that. And he comes in last year, unfortunately for Valhalla, had kind of a down year, 8-19. But they do return 3 very key players this year in Lazoya, Havard, and Mills, and Gazelle, which is actually 4 players, I believe, there. And right now we're about ready to have a tip-off, and Ode Youssef is here tonight, as always, as our producer. And he's going to give us our starting lineups. Hey, Joseph, live. This ball's... And Ode's going to put that stat up there for us to see who are our starting lineup for both teams tonight. This is our very first broadcast of the year, so we ask for all kinds of forgiveness at home if we make some errors. If you enjoyed our football coverage this year, you know we did an excellent job, but every week we got better, and that's our commitment in basketball as well. Morse Tigers going to win the opening tip-off, and they're going to start on offense. Shot is up and no good by Jameer Mitchell. We got a rebound by Kevin Mills. Some early season basketball right there as the ball goes skids all over the court. Kenny McDonald's shot is short, and Kevin Mills comes up with another rebound. Out to Lazoya on the wing. Lazoya is a shooter for Valhalla, and he proves it right there, right off the get-go. Valhalla jumps up 2-0 over the Tigers. 7:20 left to go in the first quarter here, and the Thunderdome. Keith Jackson, the head coach of the Valhalla, and we have, looks like an official timeout here. And don't always know what's occurring when that happens. The Morse Tigers are coached by Robert Sumler Jr., and they've had a lot of success over the years. Always a strong team, well coached. Like an up-tempo game, a lot of pressure. Just by sheer observation, Morse comes in with a distinct height advantage. They have several players that are in the 6'4", 6'5" range, and Valhalla's tallest player, I believe, is right around 6'2". So definitely a height advantage for the Tigers here tonight. Another advantage the Tigers have is that they've played 7 basketball games, and Valhalla's only played 1, and that can be a factor. Nice defensive move there by Spencer Havard. Good response by the Tigers. And the Tigers are going to get on the board for their first time of the night. Jameer Mitchell with a 2-point shot. And there's some of that full court pressure that you're going to see quite often tonight for the Tigers, using their athleticism as an advantage. Tough drive to the basket is no good by Havard. Havard, one of those returning players, in fact, the leading returning scorer for the Norsemen. Kick out to Lazoya for 3, and he's 2 for 2 on the night, and the Tigers are up 5-2. Excuse me, the Norsemen take a 5-2 advantage with 6:23 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to get another timeout right here, maybe possibly another official timeout. Sometimes early in the school year, you're going to have a little issue with keeping score, the clock, and this looks like possibly a technical issue over here on the scorer's table. I don't think Coach Sumler's too excited about it because it ruined a little momentum there off that they may have coming down the court, but maybe a little home court advantage there on the scoreboard error. So Ode Youssef is here with us tonight as a producer. Ode, what do you got to say about this first basketball game of the night of the year for Orange Nation TV?
Well, basketball is definitely one of the most exciting games here at Valhalla, and we've done pretty good, and we have a lot of great players that are hopefully beyond high school going to do great in colleges and beyond that. And this is an exciting year, and I'm glad that we're starting it off with Orange Nation TV with a 1-0 record for Valhalla, and hopefully it stays exciting throughout the year.
Okay, good stuff from Ode as usual. Tigers get the ball inbounded. They're in the half-court set. Norsemen in their man-to-man defense. That is pretty much what you're going to see a lot from a Keith Jackson coach team, is that man-to-man defense. And they force a shot and get a good rebound there. And we'll see the Norsemen look to respond. Here's a nice drive. That was George Fakuri number 12. We got a shot there by Gazelle, and that's going to be partially blocked. Forced turnover there. Lozoya on the turnover. Kick out to Havard from the corner for three. And Spencer Havard's first three-point shot attempt of the year is good. It's 8-2. Norseman on top. Tigers looking to answer back, and that's going to fall a little short. That was Justin Davis from the corner there for the Tigers. Norsemen are going to get the ball back. 5:30 left to go. 5:32 left to go in the first quarter. And Valhalla's off to a nice start. Here comes that full court pressure the Tigers like to employ. Valhalla breaks it fairly easily, gets into the half-court set. Kevin Mills is going to put up a shot. It is no good. Julio Guidi on the rebound for the Tigers. Nice scramble for the ball. Good hustle on both teams. We're going to have a jump ball, and it's going to be a Norseman basketball. Good effort there, battling for that basketball. But as we said earlier, the Norsemen had kind of a disappointing season last year. They were 8-19, and they were only 3-7 in league. But they do bring back four critical players that played quite a few minutes from last year, and hopefully that experience will be a benefit to them. As Spencer Havard's going to draw the foul, he's going to get the two to go, and he's going to try to do the old-fashioned three-point play here with 5:03 left to go in the quarter. And we'll figure out. I think the foul was on, if they put that up on the board, it was on a Morse player, but I did not catch the number. And Valhalla is going to sub in some players here in the break. It looks like Jordan Gazar comes in for the Norsemen. Spencer Havard's going to go to the line. Spencer Havard had a really great opening night last night and did quite well, and he tried to back that up. He had 22 rebounds, I believe, last night as he knocks down that free throw. It is now 11-2, Norsemen on top of the Tigers. This game is part of the greater Mount Miguel tournament, so this is an ongoing tournament that they've been playing in for a couple days now. We're going to get a 3-second violation on the Tigers. Looked like Tyrone Hewitt was caught standing in the lane for a little longer than the allowed time. And Marquise Ellison comes in for the Tigers as they make an early change. Kevin Mills gets the ball to Gazelle. There's that pressure down to the corner, but he's going to be safe and be able to reverse that ball out of trouble. Spencer Havard on the drive right into the teeth of the Tigers, and it's no good, but nice rebound there by Julio Guidi. He kicks the ball out, gets that nice outlet pass to the Tigers, and gets into the half-court set. Another missed shot, this time by number 12, Jameer Mitchell. And Valhalla gets another good defensive rebound. Gazelle's first three of the year, and that's be no good. Good look, though. Spencer Havard, great effort to the basket. He's going to get it to go. And Spencer Havard showing in that sneaky senior attitude there a little bit, being able to get to the basket, draw another foul. Hopefully have another three-point opportunity for Spencer Havard. And we're going to get a timeout here. Great start to this game for the Norsemen. 13-2. They are leading the visiting Tigers, who come in with a ton of games under their belt. A lot of experience and athleticism, and Valhalla seem to have matched that quite well. We'll get a foul situation right now. I think the Tigers have 2 team fouls. And right now, Spencer Havard is leading the charge, and I believe he's got 8 points. 8 of the 13 points can be attributed to Spencer Havard at this early point in the game. In between quarter breaks, we're going to hear from some students here that work Orange Nation TV. They'll get us caught up on stats, shot attempts. We're going to do a really good job of bringing you the ins and outs of the game so you understand it better at home. This is the first of what will be many games that we'll cover. We will actually not be back covering any live games until Helix, which is a kickoff of league in January. And Spencer Havard's free throw is no good. And so the score is going to remain 13-2. That was Aaron Dimalanta who breaks the scoring drought for the Tigers. Kevin Mills is going to get that layup in. A nice pass to him. Way to push the tempo, which is something that we know the Tigers are known for. But Norsemen are coming back with their own high-paced game. Forced an early shot, missed the rebound. Good scramble there by Cajon for the Norsemen. So we're going to have a timeout by the Norsemen. They're going to retain possession, I believe. 15-4 left to go, or 15-4. Tigers trailing the Norsemen. As we said, this is the home opener for Valhalla. They played on the road last night against Hilltop. Last night's game, as I had mentioned, Spencer Havard had a marvelous game. He had 15 points. And that was just part of his special night. I believe I'm looking at my stats here. He had quite a significant amount of rebounds. I think he had 22 total rebounds for last night against Hilltop. So great effort by the senior as Valhalla has possession here. Jordan Cajon kicks it out to Lozoya. Lozoya knocks down the three. 3:30 left to go in the first quarter, and the Norsemen have opened up a huge can of offense on the Tigers early in this game. Valhalla looking like the seasoned team rather than the team that's only played one game. Great athletic drive to the hoop. The basket is no good, but Kenny McDonald's going to draw the foul. Kenny McDonald will go to the line. Great use of his athletic skills to get to the basket. I believe that foul was on number 4, Andrew Lozoya. That will be his first, and that is the first team foul for Valhalla. McDonald's first free throw attempt is good. It is now 18-4. So McDonald knocks them both down. And here, Tigers right up into that full court pressure. Valhalla doing a nice job early on breaking that pressure. And they force up an attempt there by Gazelle, and that's part of that pressure. Jordan Cajon for 3 is no good. Nice tough rebound by number 12, Jameer Mitchell. He's gonna push tempo himself. Goes coast to coast, knocks that one down, 18-8. Nice full court score there by Jameer Mitchell. Jordan Cajon is going to draw the foul. And that foul is going to be on number 24 of the Tigers, Julio Guidi, and I believe that is his first. That is the third team foul. Valhalla is going to sub in a couple of reserves. Cody Gladue comes in. George Fakuri comes in for the Norsemen. Nice inbound pass to Jordan Cajon. The pass is, the shot is no good. Ball's out of bounds. The Tigers will take possession, trailing 10 points with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this first quarter of play. Cody Gladue is going to get called for the foul there. That will be his first team foul. The second team foul for the Norsemen. Just another turnover there by the Tigers. Cody Gladue is able to get the ball back for the Norsemen. Fakuri running the point a little bit there for Valhalla. Gazelle on the drive, and he's going to get an offensive charge against David Gazelle. It's a great take there by the Morse Tigers. A little bit of a tongue twister. Morse Tigers, Valhalla Norsemen, not the Morse Norsemen. Look from the corner from number 4, Aaron De Malanta, and the three-point is good, and the Morse Tigers cut into that lead. one of the things you're seeing is that pressure by the Tigers is not necessarily forcing turnovers in the full court, but they're forcing interesting shot choices by the Norsemen here lately. And that is a one and done for the Norsemen, and a quick retreat by the Tigers. They're unable to cash in on that. But you're seeing the fast-paced game, and I think over 4 quarters, this is going to favor the Tigers. This is their style of play that they would like to force Valhalla to run, and that shot is missed as well. So you have 4 baskets in a row by both teams that are missed for this up-tempo play. Nice fake there by Lozoya, kick out to Fakuri, and that shot's going to find its mark. That's another 3-pointer for Valhalla. So we're going to get a foul on the ground here. I don't know if they're going to, of course, from time to time, we're sitting right in the stands, so you're going to get a lot of suggested calls from the fan base, which is going to happen. But nonetheless, that foul is on Valhalla. And was not a non-shooting foul. The Tigers make some subs to bring in Marquise Ellison back in for Morse. 1 minute left to go in this quarter. It's been an exciting first quarter, a lot of scoring for both teams. On pace for a pretty high-scoring affair if nothing changes. Great defensive effort there by Spencer Havard. Spencer Havard in football was named the East County Defensive Player of the Year. He plays safety for Valhalla. And I'll tell you what, he looked pretty similar to the way he plays football there. Very quick reaction to that errant pass. But the Tigers will get a chance to inbound this again, and they do successfully. The shot by Kenny McDonald is no good, but there is a foul on the rebound. It'll go against the Tigers. I believe that foul was against Marquise Ellison. That'll be his first of the night. That is the 4th team foul. Both teams have 4 team fouls in the first quarter. There's a lot of activity there for each loose ball. Both teams are playing pretty scrappy basketball tonight, and good effort by both teams. Both teams seem to have enjoyed the up-tempo pace. We'll see how well-conditioned both these teams are. Some confusion by Valhalla, who wants to inbound this and what inbound play they're going to run. They changed that up. Ball does get inbounded to Kevin Mills. 43 seconds left to go in the quarter. Jordan Kazar for 3, and that's going to be no good. Nice rebound there by Jameer Mitchell. He gets the ball up quickly. Tigers are looking to score. Number 4 takes it to the basket, and that's going to be good. Aaron Dimilanta, great move to get that score with 27 seconds left to go. Shot clock off, of course, in the first quarter. And the Tigers force a turnover here late and see if they can turn that into points. Good take to the basket, no foul called. A little bit of defensive, maybe a little bit of pressure, a little bit of contact possibly they wanted. And that shot is up and good. Jameer Mitchell. And we're going to get I think the officials thought Valhalla had called timeout, but I don't believe that he actually did. At least Coach Jackson did not indicate that he did call timeout. So 6.9 seconds left to go, and Valhalla's playing pretty sloppy, and a little bit of that pressure can allow the Tigers to add another 2 points on right at the end of the quarter. So at the end of the quarter, it's 21-15. The Tigers come storming back. They're still down 6, but Valhalla's led by double-digit leads. Really, we talk about the effects of pressure, full court pressure. It's not always to the obvious turnovers, but sometimes just to make you make bad decisions to force turnovers. So we have some stat keepers here. Brooke, are you ready to make your Orange Nation TV debut and tell us a little bit about some shot? No, she's saying no. Joseph, do you have anything good to all these names that I'm mentioning here tonight are all the wonderful Orange Nation TV staff that are all looking at me like they want to run away. Tyler Roy, you might remember Tyler Roy if you've followed any of our football games. T-Roy, as we call him around here, is a stat guru, and he's going to wow us with some amazing stats. What do you got for us, Tyler?
Well, so far, it's Valhalla's on top, 21-17.
Well, that's a tough stat, Tyler. I don't think anybody at home would know that.
Right now, Spencer Havard has got 8 points on 6 attempts. Only missed 1 free throw. He's 1 for 2 right now. And we got some other, Andrew Lozoya. He's got a couple points too, 8 as well, making some nice threes. He's also 3 for 3, has not missed a shot yet.
Okay, well, excellent insight there, T-Roy. All right, so we're underway in the second quarter. The Tigers making a great run to end the first quarter to cut into that Norseman lead, showing some of that savvy that they got maybe from the basketball games that they were able to play. Shot is no good. Tough rebound there. Good effort underneath by Spencer Havard for the Norsemen. We'll see if Valhalla can respond to the pressure and stop making some of the errors that they made in distributing the basketball. Drive by Havard. He's going to throw this one up, but they're going to call it travel. So another turnover forced by the Tigers. And you kind of see momentum swinging a little bit in favor of the Tigers' aggressive play. One of the issues that last year Valhalla had too at times was maintaining leads. And that's a difficult thing to do, especially when you come out shooting hot. You have to maintain that for the rest of the night. The shot is no good. Nice rebound there by Gazelle. Pass by Havard to Mills, and that's going to be good. 23-17, under 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Valhalla gets on the board here in the second quarter. Tough take to the basket there by Jameer Mitchell, but it's no good. Quick pass up ahead to Kevin Mills. Layup is no good. The Tigers are going to have the ball back. James Martin checks in for the Norsemen. James Martin, a senior, coming in. For Curry will take a seat on the bench. We'll see him back a little bit later. Right now, it looks like we have James Martin, Kevin Mills, Havard, Gazelle, and Lozoya on the court for Valhalla. 4 starters and 1 reservist. And the Tigers look like they have a good percentage of the players that they had that they started the game with as well. Looking inside to number 40, tough turnaround. He's going to draw a foul by Havard. I believe that's Havard's first team foul of the night. Tyler Hewitt will go to the line. Tyler Hewitt has a distinct size advantage over Havard, probably a couple inches in height there. Hewitt's first free throw of the night is good. And the second one, Hewitt gets to go. So down to a 4-point lead now for Valhalla. Valhalla has led by as many as double digits during the first half. And the Tigers have been relentless in their pressure and have been able to claw back into this game. Nice fake by Havard. He's going to take the look, and no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Another good rebound by Havard. You can see why he had 22 last night, or how he could get 22. He's fighting for a lot of those rebounds. Once again, another forced pass, another turnover for the Norsemen. And that shot is good by number 5, Marquise Ellison. Gazelle shoots from the locker room, and that's no good. Quite a distance for David Gazelle, but he does have great range. He's made shots like that before. That's not unusual. Kazar is going to come in for the Norsemen, and Devin Comer is in for the Tigers. So if you look at shot selection at home, Valhalla's shot from the perimeter pretty effectively in the first quarter. Now all they're getting is outside shots, and they're turning the ball over a lot. So can they get a good look this possession? Jordan Kazar is going to try to change fortune and does not get it to go. Kazar with a putback, his own shot. And the Tigers are going to turn the ball over. So down to a 2-point lead now for the Tigers. 5:05 left to go in the first half of basketball here today in the Mount Miguel basketball tournament. Second round. 6-1 Tigers versus 1-0 Norsemen.
Hey, Devin, don't leave him. Don't leave him, Devin. Don't leave him.
Kevin Mills is going to put up a 3, and he does. Sorry, they're going to count it just a 2, I believe. They do get it to go. And Marvin Ellison answers back quickly. The Tigers answer right back after the Kevin Mills basket, so the lead remains 2 with 4:30 left to go. All right, the officials are going to call time here. I don't know if this is a warning of some sort to Coach Jackson or if they're actually calling a foul. They are calling a foul here on, I believe, number 12. He was in the neighborhood, which would be Jameer Mitchell. It's hard to tell from this side of the court exactly what's going on sometimes. We don't always see what they called for the foul. Right now, where both teams are both have 5 team fouls apiece with 4 minutes left to go. First quarter, we'll see if free throw shooting becomes a factor before the half. Pass underneath to Havard, kicks it back out to Kazar, and Kazar's shot does not meet its mark rather. Tigers are going to try to answer back with a 3 of their own, and they also failed to get one to fall down. And there's a foul underneath the basket. Looks like number 40 for the Tigers. Tyrone Hewitt will pick up his first. That's the 6th team foul for the Tigers. 2-point lead, 4 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the half. Valhalla's led from the start of this game until now, and the Tigers have fought back and played pretty well. And Hewitt's going to get another foul. And those are the kind of fouls you don't really like to see. I mean, we're talking many, many feet from the basket. And Jordan Kazar is not going to shoot the half-court shot, I wouldn't think, with 4 minutes left to go. So as a coach, probably Coach Sumler is not going to appreciate that foul that far out away from the basket. But Kazar is going to go shoot 2. And the first one on the 1-1 falls down, so that's helpful. We'll see what Jordan does on his second shot. Jordan's second shot is no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. There's a turnover there forced by the Norsemen. Shot out to the wing to Kevin Mills. Kicks it, reverses out to Curry. That shot's going to be short. Rebound by Gazelle. Nice tough rebound inside. Can't get it to go. The Tigers are going to try to return the favor on their side of the court. Shot is up, and it is good. Jameer Mitchell scoring, I think, his 8th point of the night. And the Tigers are within 1 with 3:30 left to go. And this foul is going to be, I think, on the Tigers. It looks like maybe number 20. Devin Comer's first foul of the night. That's going to go to the free throw line. Now, I've been told by some Morse fans that number 20 is the best player on the team, so that foul comes as a shock. We're sitting by Devin's family up here. And Gazelle's first basket of the night, or free throw, goes down. 27-25 now, the Norsemen up front, 3:31 left to go in the half. Trapped there by the Norsemen. Tigers are able to split it. Missed shot by the Tigers, rebounded by Kevin Mills. He had to fight for that one out in the corner. Jordan Kazar is going to throw up a shot. He's going to draw a foul here. Number 12, I believe, will be of the Tigers. Jameer Mitchell picks up his second. That'll be the 9th team foul, but it was a shooting foul, so Kazar will go to the line. He will shoot 2 here. Free throws could be a factor going forward. Valhalla's got to knock these down. These are free opportunities to score points. And Kazar's first free throw is no good. And that is good. So, 28-25. Are we live? All right, we do have a foul here on Valhalla. Number 10 for the Tigers, Justin Davis's first shot is no good. And his second shot is good. Right. We're experiencing some technical difficulties right now. We'll try to get those fixed here shortly. All right, so we apologize in advance. We've had some technical difficulties, but I think we're on live right now. If you're on demand, you'll be able to watch this no matter what. So you're back having to listen to my voice. And right now, with 36 seconds left to go in the half, valiant effort there by the Tigers. The Norsemen are still up 33-28. Those of you that are just checking in with us tonight, if you're just checking in for the first time tonight, Valhalla has led by as many as 10, 11 points during the first half. The Morse Tigers were able to cut into that lead several times. They got within 1 point, but the Norsemen have been able to keep the advantage. Kassar's pass three-point attempt is no good, and the Tigers appeared to have stepped on the line there. So 6.6 seconds left to go in the half, and Valhalla's going to get another crack at this right before the half to try to add on to that 5-point lead. So once again, for those of you that are just tuning in, or if you've been trying to get into the game, we sincerely apologize for any technical errors that we had earlier. If you're watching this on demand, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's fine. Valhalla's going to call a timeout here with 6 seconds left to go in the half. Try to talk things over, maybe set up an inbound play, try to get a critical couple points. All right, we'd like to set a shout out to our athletic director, Robert Wilson, tonight, who's watching from a hotel room, a very posh 5-star hotel. No, just kidding. Robert Wilson's not here tonight, but he is listening to the game. He's not in a 5-star hotel, so I don't want anybody to take that. Just a little joke there for Robert Wilson out there. But anyway, just to kind of bring you guys up to speed with 6 seconds left to go, Valhalla retains that 5-point lead. Valhalla started out with a flurry, scoring 21 points, I believe, in the first quarter. We're going to get you caught up with those stats. Things have slowed down a little bit. The Tigers have definitely matched Valhalla in terms of speed and aggressiveness tonight. But Valhalla has been able to hang with the Morse Tigers. Of course, Morse has played, this is their 7th basketball game of the year, and this is Valhalla's 2nd. 5 seconds left to go. Kevin Mills is going to fire one up, and he gets it to go. 35-28, and there's your buzzer. 35-28 is your halftime score. Valhalla takes a nice lead into the halftime break, and we're going to hear from some students here in a little bit that have been keeping stats, and they're going to let you know about what's going on with all things Norseman. Tyler Orr is over getting fouls and total points, and we're going to hear from also one of our student stat keeper that's going to break down the shooting percentage. All right, we're going to get those stats here momentarily, but just a couple things. If you like Valhalla basketball, we're going to be covering Valhalla all season long. We're actually going to take a short break until after Christmas, but we'll be back covering Valhalla wall-to-wall for all things Grossmont League. Our first game that we'll be back covering for you will be on the 1st of January, so if you have a pen handy, you may want to write this down, but January 11th, will be a doubleheader here at home against Helix, and that will be Grossmont Hills Action Basketball. We're then going to cover pretty much every home game for the rest of the season, with possibly a road trip over to rival Granite Hills because, well, those are always fun games to cover. If you like Valhalla basketball, then you definitely want to keep a bookmark here on Play On Sports on our Orange Nation TV page so that you can keep track of everything we're going to do. If you're familiar with our coverage for football, we did a weekly preview, and we'll be bringing back the weekly preview for basketball here shortly. For those of you that are a big fan of girls basketball, we'll be covering guys and girls basketball during the course of the year, so we are going to cover all things Valhalla, all things basketball. We're even scheduled to possibly do a wrestling duel versus Steel Canyon, which could be an exciting one that could decide league at some point this year. And that's going to take care of some winter sports. We may, obviously, if we get some support, we possibly could be doing something related to soccer, some other sports like that. But we definitely encourage you to go like us on Facebook, Orange Nation TV on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll get you caught up with all kinds of information. So Tyler is adding up some statistics right now, going to get us caught up with how things are going. Right now you're at home watching some kids shoot basketball on the court. We also actually have a student section here tonight. Looks to be about 30 students here enjoying this Mount Miguel invitation, or excuse me, Mount Miguel tournament. For those of you that, even though we're not going to be covering the games, Valhalla has got several games up. Of course, they won last night 60-45 over Hilltop. Tomorrow night they're going to be against High Tech High, which should be an interesting game, and they'll host on the 14th of December Mountain Empire. Excuse me, I think they're going to actually travel. I actually do not know the location of that game against the Mountain Empire. And then on the 15th, they'll host Claremont. The battle of orange and white teams on the 15th. And after Valhalla is done with the Mount Miguel tourney, they're going to be playing in the Aztec Holiday Classic. And that will last up until a little bit, actually start right up after Christmas. And then once we head out after the break, we come back. Like we said, Valhalla will be on the road on January the 10th at Southwest High School in El Centro, California. And then we'll be home for our second big game and our league opener against Helix High School. All right, we got Tyler Roy right here. He's going to get us caught up with stats.
So far in the half, we have some pretty key offensive players. Kevin Mills and Spencer Havard are accounting for 20 of the Norseman 35 points. And I got to say, Kevin is a pretty hardcore defensive player. He's all over the place. Getting tons of rebounds, and he's getting up there. It's really nice to see. He's not the tallest guy out there, but he's the one that's making the most difference on defense, in my opinion.
Okay, very good. Good insight. So how many points does Havard have for the night?
Havard's on 12 as of halftime, pretty much.
He started out hot. I don't know how many points he's had since the first quarter. I don't know if you have that information.
He started out, he had 8, and the second period he had 4.
Okay. And then our Mills, how many points does Kevin Mills have?
He's got 8,
okay.
4 in both periods.
Who's the leading scorer for the Tigers tonight, Tyler?
It looks like it is Mitchell, number 12. He's got 10 points, but Aaron Demolanta, I might have butchered that.
I think you're pretty close with that, Tyler.
Has 9, close behind.
Okay, so those two guys are actually seems to be carrying the bulk of the scoring for the Tigers. Anybody in foul trouble? Anybody with more than 2 fouls on either team?
Again, Mitchell, number 12, has 3 fouls, and Spencer Havard on Valhalla has 2.
Okay, so we're going to have to watch that closely because, quite frankly, when you get, you foul out with 5, and if you're one of your leading scorers has 3 going into the second half, that could be a critical situation down the stretch for the Tigers. Yeah. Tyler, anything else you want to add?
It's exciting. I've never taken stats before for basketball. It's something different, but I like it. It's fun.
That's good. It is. It's a fast-paced game and a lot of fun. We're going to expand our stats. We hope by the next time we meet up, we'll be covering rebounds and steals and all that good stuff. But we're taking some kids that, for a lot of them, have not covered basketball before, so this is new for them. But we'll just get better with our coverage week in, week out. Once again, we apologize to anybody if you were unable to get in right away. We had some technical difficulties that we're still not really sure why, but we did have some issues. But we are up and going. And if you're watching this on demand, as I understand it, you wouldn't have known one way or the other if we had any technical difficulties, other than the fact that I shut the mic off for a while because, well, frankly, that was probably a blessing to some of you at home that you didn't have to hear my voice. All right, we have a couple more of Orange Nation TV crew. We're going to invite Brooke Laver to the microphone. Brooke Laver is and Gabe Gaska. And they're going to get us caught up on some more stats.
All right, so both teams are doing pretty good right now. Morse is about 46% on the field, and they're pretty neck and neck tied to Valhalla.
Okay, and our home Norsemen are 48% in the field, and we're going into the second half, so our Norse are in the lead, and they need to keep going with the momentum they had at the beginning.
So both teams right now are shooting under 50%, which is not the greatest, obviously, from the field. You want that percentage to be higher. Obviously, if you're a coach, you want it to be 100%, but that doesn't happen very often. Do you have any idea what percentage they're shooting from behind the three-point line? Did you guys look that one up? That's okay. We'll have that for the next game, but that's you guys did an excellent job. So if you're interpreting that stat at home, it's a good early season basketball when you're shooting 48% in the sense that they're struggling a little bit from the field. You want that percentage to be higher, 60, 70%, you know, obviously if you're going to shoot for the moon. But under 50 is not good. Just real quick, while I have you guys here, how many shot attempts does Valhalla have and how many shot attempts does the Tigers have?
Valhalla all in all has 18 attempts. And they made 18.
Sorry.
Oh, altogether they have 37 attempts, and then 18 shots were made.
Okay, and then how many did the Tigers attempt?
Morse altogether by free shots and totals, there's about 30, and they got 14
Okay,
shots.
so Valhalla's getting more opportunities at the basket, which is also sometimes a critical stat to look at. It's kind of like in soccer, shots on goals. You know, if the more shots you have on goal, the more opportunities you have to score. And basketball is really no different. We have about 1:40 left to go. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back with the second half of basketball action between the Morse Tigers and your Norsemen.
Hello, Norsemen at home, or I should say Morse Tigers at home if you're watching the game. Ode Yusuf, your producer, talking to you right now. Give you some updates on ASB events happening at school throughout this week, Valhalla High School. Next week is our winter dress-up weeks. Monday is snow day. Just to start it off, there will be announcements throughout the week of different days, what to dress up as and how to get into the holiday spirit Valhalla style. And there's going to be a lot of festive things, including a grand unveiling of something very, very special this Friday at lunch here at Valhalla, something every student should be excited for and something hopefully could be an awesome feature to basketball games and Orange Nation TV for the rest of the year.
All right, great job, Ode. We're underway here in the second half. Ball going to have possession here. Kevin Mills brings that ball up for the Norsemen underneath quickly to Spencer Havard, and Havard's going to draw a foul right off the bat, and that's going to be on number 24, Julio Guiti, and that's going to be his second foul, and that will be the first team foul of the half for the Tigers. So some foul issues possibly for the Tigers down the stretch. We'll see. That was a pretty quick one. Havard scored 12 points in the first half. He's going to have his first opportunity to add to that total right here. I do apologize for those of you at home. Fighting a little bit of a cold tonight, so I am going to try not to cough into your computer, but I don't believe that's contagious, so other than just being an annoyance would be the only issue that you'll have. All right, if you'd like to send us a message, if you enjoyed our broadcast, or you have positive suggestions for us to get better, you can send all your correspondence to orangenation.tv@gmail.com. If you have complaints, email Ode Yusuf directly. I don't know if I have the ego to take that, so.
I'll take it.
That's a steal by Spencer Havard. Valhalla putting on their little bit. Oh, Spencer Havard on the attempted dunk. Falls a little short. 36-28, 7:30 left to go in this quarter. And the Tigers looked like, for a second, like they turned that ball back over, but it's going to be, they're going to say, oh, they are going to give it to ball. They are going to give it to, now they're going to give it back to Morse. Spencer Havard showing his athleticism, his ability to get up in the air on that attempted dunk. offensive block there on number 12 for Valhalla. He'll pick up, for Curry will pick up his first foul of the evening. That'll be ball back to the Morse Tigers. Kick out and a travel there by the Tigers. Valhalla will get the ball back. Both these teams, you know, have turned the ball over quite a bit tonight, and a lot of it seems to be early season basketball at its finest, unfortunately. Both teams, I think, as the season will square away during the course of the next few weeks, will probably fix a lot of these errors. They're both well coached. Another missed shot for the Norsemen, and possession goes back to the Tigers. Missed three-point opportunity. We're going to have a foul underneath the basket, and that's going to be on number 40, Tyrone Hewitt. That's going to be his second foul. That's another team foul for the Tigers. And sounds like we may have some audio issues right now at home a little bit. We're trying to get those things fixed. Hopefully the video quality is still top-notch. Missed shot by Hewitt. Scramble for the ball. Tigers looking for another opportunity. Hewitt gets another opportunity, and it's up and it's good. So 36-30, 6.5 left to go in the third quarter. There's that pressure you've seen most of the night by the Tigers. Looking to force a turnover, and they just about had one there. And turnover by Valhalla. All right, and then Morse Tigers return the favor in terms of turnovers. And right now, as we become better at covering games, it would be amazing if we had a stat on how many turnovers. Both these teams are easily into double-digit turnovers. Sloppy at times. Some of it's due to defensive pressure, but a lot of times it's just the poor play on both sides. As earlier, Hewitt's going to pick up his third foul there, sending Kevin Mills to the line. So Hewitt finds himself in a little bit of foul trouble early. Kevin Mills' first free throw of the quarter is good. 6:02 left to go in the quarter. Okay, the second one is as good as well. So the Norsemen expand that lead to 8. And like I said earlier in the broadcast, Valhalla's led from the start of this game up until now. And there's a missed opportunity by the Tigers. Thank you. One of the nice things, too, if you're watching this game and you missed the first half and you wanted to know what that first half looked like, you can go watch this game on demand for the duration of time, because we'll leave it up on our website. Kick out to Kazar, and that's going to be a turnover. Yet another turnover for the Norsemen. The nice thing about the turnovers tonight, both teams seem to be doing it about equally. So it's almost like both teams want to give the other team an opportunity. It's almost like nobody really wants the ball all that bad. Missed opportunity there at a bucket there by the Tigers. A one and done. Valhalla gets the defensive board, and they have a chance to add to their lead with 5:20 left to go in the third quarter. Spencer Havard, nice drive to the basket, and he's gonna go to the line and shoot 2. That was Justin Davis's first foul that he picked up there. Spencer Havard going to shoot the free throw here. We have a substitution. Gazelle comes in for Lozoya. So once again, our broadcasts are going to continue to get better. It's a little rough here at times tonight, getting stats squared away, getting our internet connection squared away. And I may not get any better from week to week, but the other staff will. So that'll be good. We hope you continue to watch the games here as Spencer Havard makes that a 10-point lead for Valhalla. Good tough rebound there by Spencer Havard. Spencer Havard, about 6'2". Not necessarily the tallest kid in the gym, but his athletic ability equals out any height disadvantage he may have. Kevin Mills with a beautiful turnaround jump shot, and the Norsemen are now back to a 12-point lead, one they have not enjoyed since the first quarter of this basketball game. And I think they're going to call a foul here on Kevin Mills, I believe for being maybe over the back on that rebound attempt. That is his first foul. That is the Norsemen's second team foul. So one of the rare opportunities where the Tigers get two, and Coach Sumler from the Morse Tigers is going to pick up a technical foul here. If I were to read minds or lips, I believe Coach Sumler is just probably a little bit upset with the foul disparity tonight. Right now, the Tigers have 16 fouls to 2 of Valhalla, and I am no expert on ratios of fouls, so I will not make any judgment calls there, but I think that is his frustration. Kevin Mills right now shooting a second of the technical foul shots.
And yet he makes it.
He does. Didn't get much help from the crowd, but so now a 13-point lead. Kevin Mills is going to come out for Valhalla. The Morse Tigers switch some players around as well. This is a big opportunity for Valhalla right now to try to add to this lead. And the other thing, Sumler may got that technical just to fire up his team, and there's a good response there by the Tigers. He may very well have done that. Great steal there by number 1, Tracy McNair, and not only that, he draws a foul on the scoring attempt there. Actually, it's not a shooting foul. They're going to call that on the ground. That'll be the 3rd team foul for Valhalla. McNair showing his quickness on his defensive play. So now the Tigers will have the ball in the half court. Attempt to lob that inside to a very tall Julio Guidi, but that was no luck for the Tigers. Missed 3-point opportunity. But Gazelle with a nice rebound and put back for Valhalla, 45-30. Under 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. And we're going to get a jump ball. And the Tigers will retain possession. Inbound to Julio Guidi, and the ball gets taken away from him. So Valhalla on a nice run to start the second half. Really have extended their lead from the half to now to a 15-point lead, much like the lead they had the first quarter. Now if they can just keep their own turnovers down, it's been an ugly game in that regard. All right, so we have a foul away from the ball, and I think this is going to be on number 11, I believe, was the foul. Kenny McDonald pulls his first one. But the big significant thing with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, now Valhalla's going to be in the bonus from here on out. This is a huge thing if they can knock down their free throws tonight, because they're going to have an opportunity to score a lot of untimed baskets. And Kevin Mills comes in for Spencer Havard. So 3:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And Valhalla's already in the bonus, leading by 15 points over the Morse Tigers. Gazelle's first free throw, 1-on-1 is good, so there will be a second one. Gazelle's second basket extends it to a 17-point advantage for Valhalla. Valhalla playing in just their second game of the season. Morse Tigers, this would be their 8th game. They're 6-1 coming into tonight's matchup, and they've beaten some pretty good teams. Nice, tough move to the basket there by number 10, by Justin Davis, and he gets his first bucket of the night, and he also draws a foul, and he's going to get opportunity for the three-point play.
Did anyone see the foul? See the foul?
And he is able to cash in three-point play. Spencer Havard gets a nice little breather, and he's going to come in for Lozoya. Forced pass there. It's going to be turned over by the Tigers. You know, with a 15-point lead or a 14-point lead, you don't have to force a lot of shots. Really, the pace of this game favors Valhalla if they could just slow it down a little bit, stop making so many critical errors. They could really slow it down and really be methodical because they have the advantage going to the free throw line. But instead, they're going to actually get their 5th team foul here. Nice drive again by number 10, Justin Davis. And he's going to go to the line. And that's one thing you haven't seen in the second half. You haven't seen the Tigers try to get it to the rack very often, but when they have, they've been able to draw fouls and they're going to go to the free throw line, and that could turn the tide for them if they can continue to cash in these opportunities. Davis's first shot is no good. But both teams really, and I've said it probably too many times, but both teams have suffered from the turnover bug tonight. It's not been the prettiest game that I've seen, but I do have hope that both these teams will continue to get better during the course of the season, as they will. I mean, they're both so early into the season, it's hard to do make much judgment on where the season will end based on the way they've played so far. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. Valhalla holds on to its advantage. Spencer Havard takes that one to the basket, and Guidi is able to get the defensive board. Great drive there by number 11, Kenny McDonald. Now, the Norseman fans wanted an offensive charge. That foul will be on Kevin Mills. It'll be a second. They're not going to get that offensive charge, and they're not very happy about it. We're sitting right in the middle of all of them. Kenny McDonald will go to the line to try to cut into that Norseman lead further. $11-point lead, a chance for McDonald to make this a 10-point lead. Valhalla led by 6 at the half and have had it led by as much as 15 in the second half, and it's now down to a 10-point lead. Kazar in the corner, and his three is no good. Good effort by Gazelle, but not going to be had. The Tigers able to get the rebound. McNair makes a nice no-look pass, but unfortunately nobody was looking, and that's a turnover for the Tigers. As a track coach, I'd like to see Tracy McNair run in open space. That kid appears to be super fast, maybe a little too fast on that last pass, but a good effort by him. Gazelle for 3, and that is good. And that is going to be the first made 3 for the Valhalla Norsemen in the second half, and I believe since the first quarter, that would be the first 3 they had. On the baseline, no good. Guidi tries to put the putback, no good. And I think they're going to get Guidi on a foul here away from the ball. Yeah, the foul will be on Guidi. There was some pushing and scratching going on for the rebound in there. And I believe this time Guidi is going to get the call, and that'll be his 3rd foul of the night. And that's going to be the 8th team foul. So Valhalla shooting 1-1. Hewitt comes in for Guidi. Kazar's going to go to the line. And once again, you cannot put too much importance, or too little importance rather, on free throw shooting down the stretch. If Valhalla can cash these in, they should have a good time of it. And as I say that, Cajon misses the front end, or excuse me, just misses the 1-and-1. Tigers get the possession. There's McNair, very quick to the middle, but another turnover. For Curry, out to the wing. Once again, you know, Valhalla is trying to play up-tempo ball, but 13-point lead. You know, they can slow it down like they just did and try not to turn the ball over. You got 20 seconds in the shot clock. Kazar's going to knock down his first 3 of the night. Jordan has attempted several of them, but he was able to knock that one down. And it's a 16-point lead for the Norsemen. Kenny McDonald takes that one, and that's going to count. He's going to get a 3-point opportunity. I believe Spencer Havard is the one that is whistled for the foul. That is Spencer Havard's 3rd foul of the evening, and he's not too happy with it. But anytime you have contact under the basket, you could have some sort of foul. And as a former coach, I know I always used to get upset about what I believed was things that were not consistent, but that's just because if any time a foul was called on your team, you weren't too happy about it. And that shot is good. 15-point lead. Ball is going to turn the ball over. Travel there. There's that pressure from the Tigers, actually netting another turnover for them. Easily both teams are nearing 20 turnovers apiece. It has been a big turnover night for both teams, some of which is because of defense, and some of it's just because of poor decision-making and passing. We're under a minute. We're actually under 45 seconds left to go in this quarter. Valhalla with a 15-point lead. They've led since the start of this game, and they're added to their lead since the half. And Valhalla will turn the ball over again.
It's been a common theme in the game, unfortunately. When it was started to slow down in towards the middle of this 3rd quarter, Valhalla came back on top when the Morse were getting close, but hopefully it doesn't start back up again and that lead starts to trickle back down.
Well, that's the tough thing. You always want to metaphorically keep your pedal to the metal and extend that lead, but Valhalla is in a nice position right now. They are shooting free throws for the rest of this game. And if they could slow down the pace and just try to control and limit Morse's opportunities, as we see a missed 3-point, 20 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. But if they can limit the Tigers' possessions, they have this game won. But it's that's easier said than done. Morse is very athletic and can go on a run at any minute. We're under 10 seconds left to go. We'll see if Valhalla gets a shot off before the quarter. Spencer Havard drives, and there's no foul on that. There's under 3 seconds. Jordan Kazar is going to throw one up at the buzzer, and from this angle, looked like he had a chance, but it didn't fall down. So after 3 quarters of play, the Norsemen on top, 53-38, 15-point lead for Valhalla, enjoying one of their largest leads of the night. I believe the largest lead Valhalla's had is 16 points. Both teams committing tremendous amounts of turnovers. Both teams are now going to be shooting free throws for the remainder of the night. Valhalla is just 2 fouls away from shooting double bonus situations for the rest of the night. We have some foul trouble. Both teams have several players with 3 fouls, critical players, so we'll see if that plays into it going forward. Once again, if you like tonight's broadcast, even if you didn't like what I had to say, you can watch this game with the volume down if you'd like, but you can watch it on demand anytime. Watch Valhalla take on the Morse Tigers. If you're a Morse Tiger fan and you're sitting at home watching this game and say, you know what, I want to relive the time when Morse played Valhalla in football. That was a really exciting game earlier this year. That is also on our Play on Sports site, and you can watch that game over and over and over again if you miss football already, which I miss football quite a bit, although I'm very excited about basketball. And if you want to watch more Valhalla basketball, we will take a short break for a couple weeks, but we'll be back in January 11th, to watch Valhalla to open up league play against Helix High School right here in the Thunderdome. We're underway in the 4th quarter. Valhalla 1 quarter away from going to 2-0 if they can somehow find a way to not turn the ball over anymore. And Spencer Havard's going to draw a foul right off the bat, and he's going to go shoot. I believe that was on Marquise Ellison. That'll be the 9th team foul for the Morse Tigers. Havard's first free throw of the night, or excuse me, of the quarter is good. 54-38, 7:50 left to go in the game. $17-point lead now for the Norsemen over the Tigers. If Valhalla can manage to win, this will be a nice early season win and actually a good measuring stick for what they're going to be able to do. Once again, Valhalla trying to overcome last year's kind of disappointing season, 8-19, 3-7 overall in the league. And I believe one of those losses included a loss to Morse early in the year last year as well. So if Valhalla can hold on, I would say this has to be a pretty big win for them. And that shot from, pass from to Lozoya is not able to be capitalized upon. For Curry's going to pick up a foul here. That'll be his second. Kenny McDonald will go to the line for another free throw attempt for him tonight. And immediately at the conclusion of this game, we're going to bring in our statisticians, and they're going to tell you about who is our leading scorer tonight. David Gazelle comes in for Lozoya. But so far, so good from what I've seen here, other than the turnover factor. It looks like Valhalla is going to have a pretty interesting, fun team to watch. Athletic, can shoot the threes, can apply pressure. And you got 3-4 players that have some, considerable playing experience. I know Spencer Havard, for instance, is I think played 3 years of varsity basketball for Valhalla, which is a pretty impressive feat. Gazelle's shot misses its mark. Good effort there by Jordan Kazar underneath, but for naught. And looks like Gazelle's going to be called for the foul there. And it could be his third foul of the night. A nice take to the basket there by, Marquise Ellison, and he'll have a chance to cut into this lead. 16-point lead for Valhalla. We're under 7 minutes left to go in the game. Both teams have 9 team fouls, so we're going to be shooting a lot of fouls to finish this game out. Shoot a lot of free throws rather. Free throw's no good. Valhalla retains possession. Havard's going to bring this ball up. Great take to the basket. Good defense there inside by number 10. Justin Davis. There was defense for the Tigers, and Justin Davis is going to shoot from the corner. Shot is no good. Kazar with the rebound for the Norsemen. Kevin Mills going to try to add to his lead, but they're going to call a travel. All right, so another turnover. Tracy McNair for the Tigers checks back in, number 1 for the Tigers. Ball is going to drop back in their 2-3 zone. Try to cut down those drives that the Tigers have been able to have. Try to force them to shoot some threes. Tigers really haven't been very successful beyond the three-point line tonight. There's a good penetration there by number 11, Kenny McDonald. But once again, unable to cash in on the nice play. A good attempt at a trap there. Kevin Mills is able to split it. Jordan Kazar goes strong to the basket, and he gets it to go. 5:45 left to go in the game. 57-39, Norsemen on top. Steal by Kevin Mills. Pass up to Kazar. Shot blocked, but they're going to call the foul on number 10, Justin Davis. Jordan Kazar going to try to add to this lead. The biggest lead of the night for Valhalla, 18. Make that a 19-point lead. 5:31 left to go in the game. Valhalla trying to hold on to go 2-0 on the early season. Morse Tigers 6-1 coming into tonight's matchup. Jordan Kazar has that lead, and we're to a nice even 20 points. And speaking of threes, Aaron DiMolanta for 3 for the Tigers makes that a 17-point lead. This is really one of those situations where if the Norsemen can just not force up bad shots and force turnovers, commit turnovers, they could ride this lead out. You got an easy bucket in transition, you should take it, but in the half-court set, pull it out, run some time off the clock. Ball in a 2-3 zone. Once again, they're going to try to make the Tigers work for everything they got here down the stretch. They also have to be careful because they have 9 team fouls. DiMolanta's got his second straight 3, and so now the Tigers showing a little bit of life with plenty of time to be able to cut back into that lead. 4:40 left to go in the game, and the Morse Tigers, 2 straight possessions, have hit 2 straight 3s. And now Keith looks, Coach Jackson seems to be pretty emphatic to run that clock. Underneath to Kevin Mills. They are running their motion offense there to try to get that open look. Spencer Havard's drive to the basket's for naught, and he's going to get a foul. And I believe that's going to be the 4th foul on Spencer Havard. Spencer Havard, obviously one of the key elements to the Norseman basketball team. He's kind of the equivalent of the quarterback for this team offensively and defensively on the court. And he's going to pick up his 4th foul, and he's going to have to go sit down for a while. And Andrew Lozoya will come in for Spencer Havard. And Kenny McDonald will go to the line. It seems like he's been to the line quite a few times tonight. And just like that 20-point lead is dissolved now into a 13-point lead. And Ode, what do you think about that?
Well, Norsemen were playing good. Well, they're continuing to play good, but they started to slow down, give more some easy shots, some 3-pointers that happened just before this penalty, and something that they need to focus on not doing, especially at the ending minutes of this game. They are on top. They have a substantial lead, but in order to keep it, they have to play as they did as they were gaining.
That's right. And Valhalla is the one that called that timeout, and that's a smart move on their part, simply because, well, quite frankly, it's a good way to try to stop momentum. DiMolanta's 2 threes in a row, plus the foul shots here, has cut into that 20-point lead and made it a little bit more attainable in terms of a comeback. So Valhalla, definitely is the controller of their own destiny right here. But one of the things that have gotten them into trouble all night is turnovers. And we all love to see the team, the run, the showtime, the primetime style Laker show basketball. But, when you got a lead and you're playing a team that is as athletic and as talented as the Morse Tigers, you got to count your blessings, so to speak, when you're ahead and try to run that clock a little bit. And that's just my advice going forward. I'm sitting up here. I'm not coaching or playing, so what do I know? And that one finds its mark. So 12-point lead now for the Norsemen. Jordan Kazar from the corner, once again, forcing up shots that aren't necessarily need to be taken, but Valhalla seems to want to keep taking them. And thank goodness the Morse Tigers returned the favor by a missed shot there. They may pick up a cheap foul here as well. And there's that foul that I was speaking about. Now, good defense there by Morse Tigers, but you don't want to foul that far from the basket. It's highly unlikely that Curry is going to pull up at the logo and hit a shot. I understand the pressure you want to force a turnover, but now you put them on the free throw line where that shot's going to be a lot more attainable. This is just kind of basketball 101 at this point, but both these teams seem to be not enjoying, too much success. They want to seem to get in their own way. First free throw shot is good, and the second one appears also to be good. Spencer Havard with 4 fouls will check back in. For Curry, got a good minute there. Added a couple points to his total for the night.
Number 20, 3-point threat.
We're under 4 minutes left to go. 61-47. Missed shot there by the Tigers. Quick outlet to Lozoya. Lozoya, very athletic move. Pass up to Gazelle, and it's a missed layup, and the Tigers will get the ball back. So nothing gained there by that possession by the Norsemen. No opportunity to take any time off the clock either. Half-court set look for McNair. Shot is no good. Rebound again by the Tigers, and that shot is also no good. So both teams shooting pretty cold percentages, lots of turnovers. That shot by number 10, Justin Davis, is good. 61-49, 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. Valhalla has led from the start of this game. You're going to see nothing but pressure here for the duration by the Tigers. And Valhalla's going to call a timeout to save themselves from the 10-second violation. And Morse Tigers are pretty close to getting a 10-second call. The shot clock says 25, so that would indicate 10 seconds, but whatever, the officials didn't agree with that, I guess. All right, so 61-49 when we come back from this timeout here. Valhalla calling that timeout to save a turnover, a 10-second call. Time is the enemy of both teams a little bit. Valhalla seems like they just honestly do not want to settle down and run the clock here.
And
now,
it's
go ahead. That's fine.
well, and it's proven by keeping the ball moving quickly that it's, you know, their lead that was at 20 is now down to about 12, and it's not where they want to be. It's still a good position at this point of the game, but it could have been better if they would have ran the clock and held the ball and not take shots that were unnecessary to the game.
Yeah, and one of the things when you run the clock, you can draw fouls. And if you draw fouls, you go to the free throw line. As simple as that. Valhalla is capable of hitting free throws, and they need to just park it and draw a foul. Kevin Mills was fortunate not to get a push off there, off the inbound. Once again, trying to get the ball moved, and Lozoya is going to pop up a three, and he's going to miss it. And Spencer Havard, fortunately enough, is going to pull down a rebound. Now the Norsemen look to be pretty happy to run some clock. Got a lot of shot clock opportunities. Running that offense, trying to get an open look. Lozoya passes up the three-pointer, and short on the two-pointer. Now, fortunately for Valhalla, they're picking up rebounds by the bushel load here, and that's just extending this possession. At some point, Morse has to make a decision whether they want to just foul or something, but nice possession there. They fired up some shots, they're able to get rebounds, and Havard's able to cash in, make that a 14-point lead with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the game. And there's a turnover. Well, they're going to call a foul on Kevin Mills, and well, that's one of those 50-50 calls I suppose could go either way, but Kevin Mills is going to pick up his third. That's going to send a double bonus, number 20 for the Morse Tigers. Devin Comer to the line, try to cut into that lead, and still a lot of time left for both these teams to play here tonight. And we're under 2 minutes left to go, 14-point lead for the Norsemen. Spencer Havard, nice rebound, nice putback. So Valhalla can stay out of foul trouble, run the clock, not give any free opportunities to the Tigers. They should be fine. McNair's three-point attempt is doesn't hit the mark. Minute 15, Valhalla now running that clock quite well.
Hey, push him down, Devin.
Reverse out to Kevin Mills. Under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Minute 05 left to go. Spencer Havert's going to let a three-pointer fly, and he gets it to go like a lot of things tonight. And I think Valhalla is pretty safe to say they're going to take this win to the rest of this tournament. They're going to go 2-0. 53 seconds left to go in the game. 68-49. Valhalla about ready to go to 2-0. Morse Tigers are going to go to 6-2. Valhalla just pulled this ball out, let that clock run. It's again a very impressive start to the season for Valhalla. They beat Hilltop handily last night, and they're going to answer that up with a nice, pretty impressive win here against a really good Morse Tiger basketball team. I'll let that clock run. Shot clock under 10. Morse Tigers make a play on the ball, not to quit early or anything. Shot by number 11, Kenny McDonald, is good. About 10 seconds left to go in the game. Valhalla's lead should be 17 at this point. And that's going to be your ball game. The Norsemen of Valhalla are victorious tonight, 68-51. Orange Nation TV caps off its very first production of the year. And actually our only basketball one of the year, because we'll come back in January. We're going to hear from Tyler Roy here in a second as he totals up those stats. But if you're Keith Jackson, you got to be pretty happy with yourself. You got a nice start against a quality team, and you go to 2-0, and you got to feel pretty good about that. Ode, what are your thoughts before we hear from Tyler?
The Norsemen definitely are my first time seeing them play. Orange Nation TV's first time seeing them play, and their ability on the court is very good. Players like Spencer Havard and others really make this team stand out. And I think in the long run and going into league, it will make them one of the better teams within our district area. But they definitely have talent, and they showed it today. There was some areas that, including turnovers and penalties for both teams, but Norsemen can improve on it in the long run and hopefully make adjustments to their game, which would make them better in the long run.
All right, as we promised, thanks Ode, but as we promised, Tyler Roy is going to step up to the plate here. He's a catcher, so I guess he's used to those kinds of analogies. Excuse me. Tyler, what we start off with who our leading scorers are for both teams, and any thoughts that you may have about how this game unfolded.
So for Valhalla, the top two scorers are Spencer Havard with 24 points and Kevin Mills, who had 13. And on Morse, the top scorers were Aaron DiMolanta, number 4, who had 15, and Mitchell, number 12, who had 12. I noticed second half was a lot more eventful for Spencer in his free throw shots, but not so much out in the field. He seemed to be drawing a couple fouls here and there. Kevin drew a few fouls as well. Also, some players that didn't show up very much in the beginning kind of came through. David Gazelle, he had, in the first half, he only had 1 point, but in the second half, he had 7. And also Jordan Kazar, who in the first half only had 2 points, came out with 8 in the second half. And it seemed like at the end they kind of picked up the speed a little bit as the score was getting a little bit closer. As for Morse, it almost seemed to slow down as they got into the second half. A lot of the time of possession was with Valhalla as opposed to Morse's. A lot of steals, a lot of takeaways, a lot of traveling, a lot of turnovers basically from Morse that gave Valhalla the ball and able to control the clock and shoot some.
I think that's excellent insight, Tyler. We're going to hear from Brooke and Gabe, I think, real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up and send everybody off to bed. It's a late one tonight. So we're going to bring back Gabe Gaska. Thanks, Tyler. And Brooke Laver.
So in the second half, we had 44% in the field of shots, out of all of them, it was 38. And they only made 17. And altogether in this game, there was 75 shots, and there were only 35 were made in the field, and it was a 46%.
Okay, so under 50%. I think both.
Moore's in the first half was 30 shots total and 14 made into the hoop. Now the second half, they tried 31 times and only made 14. So it was pretty neck and neck. So this time they were 45%. So average throughout the whole entire game, Morse was 45% on the field.
Okay, our kids showing their math skills tonight. I appreciate it, Gabe and Brooke. So good night for Valhalla basketball. They go to 2-0. They have a couple games heading this way. They're going to be playing over the next few days, continuing the Mount Miguel Invitational. They'll be playing High Tech High on the 12th of December, Mountain Empire on the 14th, and Claremont on the 15th. They'll take a few days off for Christmas, and they'll be back on the 26th at Mount Miguel and to a team. I don't know if they're playing Mount Miguel, but they'll be playing at Mount Miguel on that day. But on the behalf of Orange Nation TV, we want to thank everybody who found an opportunity to tune in tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We got a lot more to come. Hopefully Valhalla basketball will continue to show improvement and play as well as they did at times tonight. We're going to have ourselves a pretty exciting season if that is the case. On behalf of Orange Nation TV, I'm John Owens. Thanks to Ode Youssef for doing a wonderful job producing tonight. We hope all of you have a fun